The president's pattern in responding to the various postal bombs that have been sent to CNN and Democratic politicians has very much fit with a pattern that has been established throughout his presidency. Right away, he says some of the things that his critics and most of the people would expect from a president, but also doesn't really like the idea of admitting that he might have some culpability or that his allies might have some culpability.
We have to unify. We have to come together and send one very clear, strong, unmistakable message that acts or threats of political violence of any kind have no place in the United States of America.
Within sometimes a couple days, sometimes a few hours, he'll be in another forum in which he'll feel a little bit more allowed to say what he really thinks about this. And you start to see him trend towards a little bit more of a confrontational mode, a little bit more of a blame-shifting mode.
The media also has a responsibility to set a civil tone and to stop the endless hostility.
He is very much in a mode where he wants to make sure that he is covering himself politically, that he's not letting his political enemies get any traction out of these situations. In his tweet on Friday morning, the president put the word bomb in quotation marks and expressed frustration that this was distracting from more helpful storylines for Republicans in the midterm elections. He seems more preoccupied with what that is going to mean for his party, but also it seemed to at least nod towards a growing sense of this maybe being a false flag or some kind of a conspiracy theory about exactly where these bombs are coming from. I would note that authorities have regarded this as terrorism, and so the fact that the president is now talking about this in terms of kind of a political distraction and something that maybe is more importantly hurting his electoral prospects is a pretty significant set of comments from a president of the United States.
I can do the greatest thing for our country, and on the networks and on different things, it will show bad. They will take it back. Fake news. But they will, no matter what.
Usually in circumstances like this, the president will at least wait a couple days, see what kind of evidence is there. They will move into kind of the comforter-in-chief mode. In the case of President Trump, as with so many other things, he is far less concerned with looking like that uniter. He is much more apt to turn these things into divisive circumstances. It's clear that he is responding to these things in much more of a personal way, much more of a defensive way than we generally see from a president.